All right, guys, we are live. This is the Shillan and Duffy recap show for UFC 328. Chimaev versus Strickland versus Chimaev. I am your host. My name is Keith Shillan. My usual partner, Ben Duffy, is traveling this week. Congratulations to one of his children who just graduated college. Filling in for him is my main man. You know him as Dev Goes Fishing. I know him as Devin Tejada. Dev, how you doing, my man?
Good. I'm happy to join you because I don't think I'll be doing much recording for about the next month or so. I'll be very busy, so I'm really happy to join you. And I guess America won tonight. We did it. We did it.
America always wins by being the greatest country in the world. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll get to as many comments as we can. We have 13 fights. We got a lot to talk about, so we're going to get right into it. Main event, the grudge match, the biggest grudge match since Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. It was called. They had like 1,000 security members in the cage, and then by the end of the fight, they were hugging each other, and Chimaev was wrapping the belt around the new champion, now two-time champion, Sean Strickland. We'll get right to it. Very close fight. Most people, it came down to the fifth round. I had 5 minutes to gather my notes, and in that time, somehow I closed my notebook. But I'll get right into it. Very close fight. How did you score it?
I honestly did not score this fight. I sat and I paced around my kitchen anxiously watching this fight. One of those fights where you can't even sit. At the end of the fight, my overall feeling was Strickland won. I didn't score this in a round by round basis. I thought Strickland looked really awesome in round two, but then I thought Khamzat clearly was like, okay, I'm going to go out there and try to submit this dude in the first round. I'm going to really, really press him. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to take a couple rounds off, and then I'm going to wrestle because Sean's not going to knock me out. So I'm going to wrestle at the back half of this fight. But Strickland's clearly Strickland knew something. He is the most confident opponent that I've seen Khamzat fight, like, period. Clearly he knew something from their training. And Khamzat still got the cardio issues, and finally it bit him in the butt.
Yeah, I'm going to put on the bull. You know what? Actually, no, hold on a second. I'm going to write a note to myself. I'm going to mention something later. I don't want to mention it now, but while you were talking, you reminded me something. So hold on. All right. I had it 48-47. I scored it for Strickland. I just went to MMA decisions. MMA decisions actually the other way. It's 13-11 for Chimaev.
Everyone on Sherdog scored it. The whole Sherdog staff scored it for Strickland.
For Strickland, yeah. Well, I'm gonna say something, and obviously everyone knows I'm like a flag bearer for Sherdog, and I wish so I'm going to pull back the curtain and let people know how they score for Sherdog. I was like asked to score for Sherdog like one time since my like 5 years of doing the show. But I almost submit my scorecard to MMA decisions every single time. But what happens is people will post in the chat, like there's like a Slack thread, and when the round ends, you just say like 10-9, whoever, and then at the end they tally up everybody's score. But everybody's comments goes in. I wish it didn't go that way. I wish people sent it privately.
I agree.
To the score, and I'll tell you why. I think the scorecards influence each other's.
100. I mean, because it's like, oh, I don't know who won. I don't know who won. Well, Devin said it was a 10-9 for Strickland, so
yeah.
He's probably right. He's probably right or whatever.
It's very rare, and I mean, obviously there's times with different scorecards, but it's very rare when you have different scorecards in Sherdog. Like usually it's all like pretty unanimous.
Unless I'm on there.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't know how to score because you're pacing around. You're pacing around. I have so many things to talk about. I don't even know where to start. I have notes all over the place. So, like I said, MMA decisions. It's 13 media members scored it for Chimaev, to 11 for Strickland. Fans is 57%. For 1.2% for a draw. There's 169 scorecards.
It's
I
just-
always take the fans scoring with a grain of salt because
you can't have a draw in a
well,
5-round fight unless there's a 10-8 round or a point taken. And
Yeah,
watching this fight, there's no 10-8 round and no point to take.
yeah, I'm not worried about this draw. Like there's literally people who don't know how to.
It's like, what do you
There's literally people who don't know how to score a fight that will submit scorecards and be like, "Oh yeah, it was super close. Like that was a draw." You know, there was there's a guy I always give him so much shit. He was like a hardcore fan. Would watch every single fight with me, but he didn't know what a split decision was. Like anytime he heard 29-28, he's like, "Oh, it's a split," and I'm like, "No, that's not what a split decision is. Giving 2 rounds to one is not a split decision. A split is when 2 judges score for one guy and 1 judge score for the other guy." And he never got the concept. He was like, split decision. 29-28, split decision. I'm looking at the scorecards. I'm okay with people who scored 48 for 7. I mean, there's really respected people on that. There's a 48-46 Chimaev. There's one, but it's like it's the guy who always tries to be different than everybody else. And like there's no way you could score a 10-8 round. You know what I mean? Like you can't score a 10-8 round for either guy. You can't go 10-8 round for Chimaev in the first and say, "Oh, Strickland had no offense." Yeah, you know what? Chimaev really didn't have no offense either. He took him down. He held him down. He might have landed about 3 punches. You know, he just controlled the whole first round.
It's really interesting too because Hamzat used to be like a major like wrist control and then just like heavy ground and pound, but like up a division, that's just gone from his game, period. And I don't know, like I don't think Hamzat's gonna have a ton of success at 205 if that's what he wants to do. That's like a big takeaway from me after this.
We'll get to that in a second. I actually want to talk about the same fight. So I'm watching this fight, and you know, obviously Chimaev, he gassed pretty bad about a minute into the second round, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, Strickland's gonna get a stoppage. Like he's gonna beat him up the rest of this round, and then he's gonna like knock him out in the third.
I thought so too.
One thing we got to talk about, obviously Chimaev cuts a lot of weight. They said he cut possibly 42 pounds to make weight. There was a controversy yesterday. Now it was like mostly on Twitter. It wasn't like, you know, there was the Aaron Bronstetters and you know, your legit big time media members weren't covering it, but there was a big pack of people on Twitter who believe that Chimaev did not make weight because he walked up to the scale, he stepped on it and stepped off almost immediately, and they said 185. Yeah, I saw videos saying like he was still moving.
It was real quick, dude.
I'm not gonna say he missed weight, but I've been around the wrestling world for a very long time. Whether when I was wrestling, coaching high school, I'm still coaching. You know, I've been around.
You're seeing a lot of people step on
I've
scales.
seen a shitload of people step, and then obviously MMA. That was a sign. Usually, when you get like the coach who's running the scale and his guy's close to missing weight, and he jumps on the scale and he sets the weight real quick before the other coach looks. That's what it felt like. It felt like it was, close on 185. Get off the scale.
185. You're good. Good. Take care, buddy.
Yeah.
That was real because I've stepped on plenty of those scales, and definitely probably not as many as you, but I've stepped on plenty of them. And you know, you got to calibrate the thing. Like it takes a moment. Like it's literally a calibration system. You have to it's not that quick. However, there were some fighters and comments that I was reading on social media that did say, well, you step on 2 digital scales before you hit that scale.
Yeah.
So he lost. So it kind of doesn't matter anyway, right?
It doesn't matter anyways. But if you step on 2 digital scales and that shows you,
doesn't mean shit though.
Yeah, then why do we get guys? Yeah, if guys step on a digital scale in the back and they're on, why do we have to have them walk out in front of anybody? The guys, you know, they get out the, you know, why do Jeremy Stevens get to drop his draws when he's 4 pounds over then?
Like you already know. And I feel like sometimes too, they might know and they're just like, screw it, let's just see what happens.
Yeah. See if he loses 4 pounds from walking 100 feet. I don't want to get too much into it, but why don't we just have a digital scale? Like it's 2026. Like, come on. You could even do this. You could have a digital scale that when you step on a scale in front, it is like wired up to a big jumbotron thing above where you'd step on it and the boom, it would pop up like the weight for everybody to see.
Yeah, like in the number, it would be a big deal in the arena. And then another thing, like I worked for a company that used a lot of scales. A job I had about 10 years ago, worked in a field that we had to use a lot of scales, and the state of Washington would actually come and calibrate those scales to ensure that they were all within legal limits, to make sure that they weren't under, over, whatever. There's a state athletic commission in New Jersey. Just pay someone from the state to do that job. Calibrate the scales, make sure they're correct. They can step on 2 scales that have been calibrated and correctly.
Well, I think that calibrated. But what happens when you step on a scale, one of those, if you're at 185, it will move. Like, all right, here's my line. This is 185. If you step on 185 and you're 185, it's not going to just stay still. It's still going to move like this slowly.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. It takes a moment to balance out. But for the digital scale, I mean, like you just have to go and make sure it's right. You know, you put a 5 pound weight on it. You know the weight's 5 pounds, and then you're okay. It's not over. It's all good. You run it through a couple tests. Through the athletic commission, and then boom, there you go. And then there's the digital scale. It's 2026, and we are using the same method that they used in the like early 1900s. Like it's
well, they just have the ball. They just have the ball.
You know,
that's the only thing that's different. You don't have the ball that swings. But as far as let's get into the actual fight, because I wanted to talk about that for 30 seconds and we went on for like 3 minutes. But I'm looking at Chimaev. To me, like I've already seen people in the chat saying like, oh, they're gonna get a rematch, all this. To me, it's there's no rematch. Chimaev has to move up to 205.
I don't know. I don't love fights for him at 205.
Well, his biggest problem is his gas tank, and moving up to 205 is definitely going to help the gas tank.
Well, my concern is if he's moving up from 170 to 185, he lost all of his punishing ground game. So now that he moves up again and he has to fight bigger dudes that are even more athletic, 205 is the division of like dudes that are 6'4" that walk around at 240 that are super athletes. Like if he's getting tired, like you can't have that second round against Magomed Ankalaev. You can't have that second round against Iri Prochazka. Like those dudes will kill you. Carlos Ulberg, like you start that second round the way he did.
The point is saying he won't gas out, so they won't have that second round.
I'm not confident in that. He's going to be wrestling dudes.
I'm not confident at all, but he definitely cannot fight at 185. Like that's clear. He struggled to make the weight, if he even did make the weight.
Yeah,
he gassed out very fast in a fight that wasn't high paced. It wasn't Josh Van trying to finish Tyra throwing 100-punch combinations. It was wrestling, controlling, not really getting any much resistance, doing what you want. Backpacking.
That made him tired,
and that made him tired. Bad. And then he went for like Strickland stopped like one takedown and suddenly he's pulling guard. It's not even he just missed it. He did the I'm so tired. I don't want to
flopping on his back, man.
Yeah, I don't want to push up to my feet. I'm just gonna lay down for a second. It was bad. And then I'm watching and I'm saying to myself, oh my God, Strickland's gonna knock him out. Like, this is gonna be bad. Like he's gonna look really bad. Strickland's gonna piece him up and then he's gonna knock him out in like the third round. And then Sean Strickland does what Sean Strickland does. And he's jabbing, he's backing up, letting Chimaev move forward, backing
screaming
up,
at the TV,
throwing a jab, but not like a stiff power jab like Van was throwing, but he's like a defensive jab. Listen, Joe Rogan had a lot of, and I don't want to get into the commentators, but Joe Rogan had a really rough night. Some of the things he said, even like DC Cut said, yeah, you've been messing up a lot tonight. But one thing Joe Rogan was absolutely right when he said he's throwing the jab like he's trying to keep him off him, like he's trying to push him away from him. He's not like snapping the jab. I'm like, Joe Rogan was absolutely right when he said that. Like it was. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, only other guy, like if you put Dracus du Plessis, who he just beat, in the same situation. Take out Sean Strickland, insert Dracus du Plessis in the second round of that fight. Dracus du Plessis is knocking him out, and he's not as crisp of a striker. he's kind of awkward.
No, but he's just going to go in. He's just going to turn into a Tasmanian devil and maybe throw 3 spinning back fists and go crazy. And like, you can't have that moment against a guy like Dricus.
I'll give Chimaev some credit because I thought it was going to look really bad, where like he's going to be super gassed and he's going to be at one point he's going to have his hands on his knees and everything. To his credit, he actually dug pretty deep. His credit, he to me, he got anything that was left in him, he got out. He wasn't working with a lot, so it's like, like there wasn't much left, but it was like, it's like if he had some bologna and some cheese in his fridge and he's having guests over, like, yeah, that's all I got. We're having a bologna sandwich. But Strickland's fighting a way that he's giving optics, showing like he's clearly winning, landing the better strikes, the cleanest.
He was counterpunching his head off.
But he's allowing Chimaev to throw more strikes at him and continue to back up to give the optics to Chimaev, where half the guys on media gave it to Chimaev.
Just based off forward pressure. I was putting in the Sherdog Slack, like, Sean just needs to plant the same way that Josh Van was just planting his feet and just like, not even if the takedown was going to come, he was going to plant his feet and throw at Tyra. That's exactly what Strickland needed to do. Like, get off the back foot and just plant and throw with Chimaev. Like, even if Chimaev has faster hands, he's going to have Sean has the better defense. And I would say Sean is probably more tough than like Hamza. Dude, just plant and throw.
The only time he threw a right hand was every once in a while Chimaev would throw a big shot and Strickland would like matrix out of the way, kind of pulling his head straight back, and then he would throw like this like counter, like looping right hand. But he did not step on a shot and throw like one straight down the pike, a nice hard right hand. He didn't throw an uppercut. He didn't throw a left hook the entire fight. He did nothing to the body at all. And then I'm sitting there. Yeah, I understand why he wasn't kicking. I get it. And
sure.
Kicks would have been very effective late, but I understand like probably the whole strategy for the last 2 months training for it was no kicks. But
the wrestling probably made him really tired too. Like, that's something that we should probably account for.
Yeah. Hold on. So listen, I want to put this comment up. I'm not trying. I'm going to give Strickland props. He just won the title. Like, absolutely. So give him props.
As a huge underdog, again. Generational talents. Sean Strickland takes the belts from those people. Like, so
exactly. Like all time. Yeah. I'm a Chimaev fan all time great, but like talent wise, it's that.
Generational talents for sure.
My point is, he's the only one to keep this fight close. If Strickland like had some like self-belief in himself and just threw combinations, he's knocking him out. He's having a standing over him performance.
The reason why you're saying this is because you know he's capable of doing more.
If he fought anything like he fought Anthony Hernandez, he's winning in a nice
or
big
Israel Adesanya.
Or Adesanya, he's winning by a big knockout. And he can jump on the mic and talk more shit. Like, yeah, he could talk shit if he wanted to, Chimaev. I mean, I know they buried the hatchet and he won
the whole thing was fake.
That
whole beef was fake.
Yeah, but everything about Strickland is fake. But like standing over him and like, yeah, he could have like mouthed off. He could have been like, "I told you guys all this." He could have went on a big rant about America and went off on. Put me on the White House card to save it. You don't have freaking real Americans in it. He could have. He could have.
He's always gracious with his mic. He's always gracious on the mic, though. After a fight, he's always. I can't recall one time we've seen Sean be like disrespectful and douchey in a post.
How about this? I'm watching him, and he's throwing a jab every single time he throws a jab. Chimaev's doing the same thing over and over. He's just pillaring. He's just pillaring like this, and I'm like, dude,
ripping uppercut.
Throw a 1-2. Just sidestep, a 1-2 sidestep. Now you have the angle. So when he pulls up here, you have this angle right here. It's like boxing 101. When a guy pillars like this, you sidestep, and then that's why like
go across and blast him.
Listen, I'm not pretending to be like I was some huge boxer, but when I was fighting MMA and we did a lot of boxing, it was actually why I did a lot of boxing because it was new to me. So I understand the wrestler who's like, oh, I want to knock people out. I want to box because it's fun. It's new. So But that's what I would get, guys. I'd throw punches, get him raised up, and I just sidestep and boom. And I'll give a shout out to my boy Josh Raymond, who showed me the little side shift pivot to get the angle to throw straight right. And I'm like, dude, it was a good performance. Obviously, he won the title. He beat a really good guy. I just feel like, dude, you could have had an all-timer.
Yeah, and I understand why you feel that way, because I mean, clearly Sean is capable of even more than that, and he still won the belt. Khamzat is like a McLaren F1 when he's got a full tank of gas, but the second he hits like 75%, 3/4 tank, he turns to like a Nissan Altima. Like out the gate, he is like a Ferrari, but the second he hits a quarter tank of gas, that Ferrari is just like a Chevy Cobalt. It's just like, no,
I had my first car. My first car was a 1982 Mustang. White. It was like clean. The outside was, it was every young kid's dream, except it was in 1982. And it was like 16 years old and had a lot of miles on it. And outside looked great. Inside, the engine, you couldn't hit over 65. There was no Hemi in there. So I guess the reason why I'm getting on Strickland is I don't feel like this is a Strickland win. I feel like this is a Chimaev loss. Chimaev put on a terrible performance and still won on one of the judges' scorecards and was still 1 round away. A completely gassed out Chimaev still sucked it up for 3 rounds to make it close.
I don't feel that terrible about it, just because he was such a big underdog too. So I'm like, I'm taking that into consideration. He was supposed to get dominated. I mean, the only person that I heard publicly like pick Sean Strickland in this fight was Ray Longo. That was the only freaking person like that was like on a mic, like, yeah, Sean Strickland's going to win this fight. Everybody else was like, Khamzat's going to go out there. And so, I mean, he did the thing, but I also do think he's capable of more, but maybe his nose is broken. Maybe it was all the, anti-wrestling, trying to stay safe. It's just,
but my issue is the playing it safe almost gave away the fight.
Yeah. And it's just like such a Sean Strickland thing to do, where it's like, I'm not getting beat up too bad. So I'm just like in this mode of, hanging with dudes where he probably has just gym fights with dudes that are like the best in the world, and then just some random dude, and they probably all look exactly the same. Like him and Johnny Evelyn, and then him and the amateur guys in his gym, they probably look exactly the same when he does that with them.
So I'm watching this fight, and I'm like, dude, I know I'm in the minority, but dude, I'll go to my grave saying Bo Nickel beats the shit out of Chimaev. I truly believe that.
You've got a much better argument now.
Well, he's a better wrestler. I don't want to make this about Bo Nickel.
You have a much better argument. Huh?
I 100% understand that MMA wrestling is different than folk style wrestling, freestyle wrestling. I 100% understand that, or amateur wrestling, you want to call it. 100% believes that. I understand that. I understand you start you're not in a wrestling stance. You're not doing hand fighting. You're not doing push outs. You're not doing all kinds of stuff. Okay. That said, if I'm in the camp with Bo Nickel, I'm saying shoot on Chimaev immediately. Don't let him shoot. Like, don't strike with him. Like,
just go make him wrestle for 7.5 minutes and then see what happens.
But no, make him defensive wrestle. Like, he always shoots on people. You shoot on him. You come out a little lower, like a weird.
Sean should have shot in this fight.
And then
Sean should have shot a takedown.
But people be like, why is Bo coming out so low? And then he shoots immediately. And he would, first of all, anybody who says that Chimaev would beat Bo Nickel in a straight wrestling match, you're fucking dumb. You're that's so dumb. It's like saying a guy who's at the YMCA dominating in a basketball game could beat LeBron James in a basketball one-on-one. If LeBron, oh well, you understand, this is different. Or some street ball player. Oh, this is street ball. Like, yeah. I didn't. No, I'm not gonna try to take credit because I said I wanted to pick Strickland. I didn't pick Strickland, so I'm not gonna try to take credit. And I see people say that, but you know who I did pick? We'll get to in a second. Josh fucking Van. And you know what I did
Me
pick?
too.
I picked him last time. And you know, I did say he was going to win the championship when he was like not even ranked. When he was unranked, I said he's going to become a UFC champion. Anyways, but we'll get to that in a second. Tell me what these four people. This is my. I'll get said. This is my Mount Rushmore. Tim Sylvia, Carlos Esparza, Juliana Pena, Sean Strickland.
The most unathletic UFC champions.
No, my Mount Rushmore of worst two-time UFC champions. They both won the title 2 times, and
Sean is not bad. Sean, you like. He's beat Nasruddin Imavov. Like clearly, like he's beat Adesanya.
I've never.
Like,
yeah, I'm not trying to. I know I'm coming off.
I get like.
I know I'm coming off like I'm hating on Strickland, but I've never watched him and been like,
that's a world champion.
No, not even that. Like, this is the best guy in the world. Like, Sean Sheehan always says when he saw Jack Della Maddalena win the title, he's like, Jack Della Maddalena won the title, but I'm not even sure he's top 5 in the world. I'm not gonna go that far in Strickland, but I don't feel like he's the best in the world. Like, I don't feel like he's the best in the world.
He's the best middleweight in the world. Who's better? Don't say Bo Nickel.
I think Bo beats him. I really do.
Well, but here's the thing: is Sean Strickland is also the type of dude to beat Bo Nickel.
I feel like Chimaev wins a rematch.
I don't know.
I feel like
look, I'm pretty sure Hamzat can't go back to Chechnya, and I'm pretty sure.
I got you for one for you. I'm not sure if Sean Strickland was the best middleweight in his own corner tonight.
I was hoping a fight would break out and we would see Arman Sarukian versus Johnny Eblen UFC 328 post limbs. Yeah, I was really hoping for that.
Yeah, if people think I'm going hard on
we saw Eblen.
Yeah. If people think I'm going hard on Sean Strickland, then you guys should have listened to the preview show where I had a random rant against
Alvarez
against Armin Sarukian.
Oh, yeah. Those are the two. Like, I did my show and previewed this fight, and like, I'm about to turn 35 next week, and I called Hamzat and Armin Sarukian knuckleheads, and it made me feel old. But I also feel like that is the just very accurate description.
Yeah, but
for
Armin's
both
like
of those dudes.
Armin's like criminal. He's like
he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's a dickhead.
All right, so I'm watching. Anyways, I'm going back to Strickland. I'm watching Strickland, and I'm watching, what he's doing, and I'm like, for a guy who talks such a big game, he's so boring sometimes. He is so freaking boring.
Just the way that this fight played out as such a big underdog, I'm not ready to
he's Jared. He's if he didn't talk so much, he's Jared Cannonier. If he didn't talk, you take out his personality.
Yeah.
Give him any other MMA. I want to thank Jesus. I want to thank my corner. That's his personality. At the press conference, it's
he wouldn't have got this title fight again.
Yeah, no, of course he would. But just take that I want. Yeah, the press conference, his answer, I worked really hard. I'm, putting the work in. I work harder than anybody, kind of that. People would be like, everyone would be devastated about Sean Strickland being the champion.
Or even worse, if he just didn't speak English at all. Like if he was just a person that didn't speak English, and had to translate. If he didn't have Shama, he he
didn't have a go-to line.
he didn't have something. Well, when you're Alex, you don't need to know English because your fists do the talking. I'm not gonna beat Sean up too bad. Like, this dude was a huge underdog. He went out there, he literally defied the odds. He stuffed the takedowns, had the ground control. Pieced up Hamzat worse than anyone had. A lot of, it was this kind of was just like the Usman fight, but 2 more rounds got chucked on the back end. Hamzat's fight with Usman, you know what I mean? And the Gilbert Burns fight, you watch this and you watch the Usman fight, and it's like these three fights have a lot of similarities. The Gilbert Burns Hamzat fight, Usman versus Hamzat, and then now this one where those both were 3-rounders. This was the first 5-rounder where someone, didn't just succumb to the grappling right away. And the writing, watching this fight, the writing was also kind of on the wall. Like I was like, oh, those weren't anomalies. This is another person that Hamzat can be. He's, you use the term front runner.
Oh yeah, he definitely came off as a front runner. I mean, I'll give him some credit because he did dig deep. Like I said,
he tried.
He tried. I mean, he made the fight really close when he was nothing. There was nothing left in him. Let's matchmake. So, well, you want to start with? So I'm moving Chimaev. I'm not even matchmaking him at 185. I'm moving him up to
me neither. And I have 2 fights for him. One at 185 and one at 205.
All right, let's hit you 185 one first.
Hobocop.
Okay. I wouldn't do that because he doesn't talk enough. Chimaev wants someone to talk. Someone that's personality.
Yeah. I would just want to see him fight Hobocop because I'd like, okay, let's you ain't out wrestling Hobocop for more than 5 minutes.
This is a really good point, and we should have brought this up earlier. This is definitely an advantage that Chimaev is going to lose moving forward.
Oh yeah,
he ain't the boogeyman anymore. You get that. You take away. You get that 1 in the column instead of the 0. He definitely loses that aura that he had. That's a really good comment by.
And
Londo.
This is more deflating than like Weidman knocking out.
Londo goes with a fight that I was thinking about was Chimaev versus Costa.
I think
I'm going to guess we have the same person. I'm going to guess we have the same person.
Okay, let's just say it on 3.
Let's do who? What?
Let's go 1, 2, 3, and then say it at the same time for the 205.
No, let's do like you're probably too young to remember the person, but I'm too young to remember this game. Do you know the pyramid game?
No.
So the pyramid game was like you had like a category or something. You had to like just say things about them. You had to say, then you'd have to guess. So I'd say like former champion. Is your person
organization?
Is your person? No, this person was a former. So all right, let's do it your way. 3. So we're obviously not going the same one because.
Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll say them at the same time.
You say it, right?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. RDR.
Yuri Prohaska. Who'd you say?
RDR.
Oh yeah, we're not even close. We're not even close.
But they both have the same vibe. I went
with Yuri Prohaska.
Dude, I think that's another like if you give
grappler versus the power punch of the personalities, the stare. Imagine the stare down. Yuri and Chimaev stare down.
I want to see if Hamzat can also can he grapple with RDR? Because Bo, your guy, struggled to grapple him with RDR. And what happens when RDR is going to always take the front foot? What happens when those knees start coming in? That's what I want to see.
You also got to remember 2 things. I know I don't want to go back to Bo, but 1, he was way undersized. 2, you're talking about a very, very, very green Bo Nickel versus a very experienced DeRitter.
I appreciate you always defending Bo Nickel.
Tell me what's not true.
Oh, it's not wrong. I want to see if Hamzat can keep up with that. Just like a crazy, just a dude that's always going to be on the front foot up at 205, like the knees to the body. Same thing with Yuri though. Those are both 2 guys that are always on the front foot, hustling no matter what. I don't know if he can keep up with those dudes. You are not submitting RDR in the first round of a fight. You're probably not submitting Yuri Prohaska in the first round of a fight. And especially Yuri turns into a Beyblade. You know what a Beyblade is? They pull a thing and it's like a little top toy. Yuri turns crazed at the second round. I like both of those options for him. Yuri RDR 205. Okay. Someone that's gonna go after him.
All right, I mean, we both have the same person. I'm assuming for Strickland's first title defense.
A rematch?
It's got to be Imavov.
Yeah, in a rematch.
I mean, he's the only person in line. He's the he's been waiting for the title shot. He got skipped over by Strickland because Strickland's obviously the bigger name, the more marketable fight. So
it made sense to me that the UFC skipped him even outside of that because Strickland already beat Chimaev.
Yeah, but the point is like Strickland already had his title shots.
Yeah,
he was on a much longer winning, not much longer, but he's on a winning streak. Strickland had one win. He had 2 performances against Duplessis. The first one wasn't great, but it was it was a close fight. The second one was horrendous performance by Strickland. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on because I wasn't feeling the main event as much as everybody else was. I will say this: I was excited how close it was. I was intrigued going into the 5th round. I was intrigued. This next fight, the co-main event. I talked a big game on the preview show, how excited I was, and this thing absolutely lived up to it. Josh Van took on Tatsuro Tyra. Van winning by 5th round stoppage. I will say this. People are going crazy about me talking about Bo Nickal. No. If I'm a media member, so I don't have a favorite fighter. If I did, it's probably Josh Van. I love me some Josh Van.
Josh Van, and I'll bring up Bo Nickal again. Bo Nickal is never going to have any fights like Josh Van. That's just not the game. They play different games. But Josh Van, if you want to introduce someone to the UFC and there's a Josh Van title fight, that's who you sit down and say, okay, you want to learn some MMA, you want to learn about the UFC. He's 24 years old. Watch this kid.
Oh my God.
He's fucking awesome.
Hold on a second. Antoine, I love you, brother, but don't ask a dumb question. That is such a dumb question.
The Bo Nickal cast.
There's such a Antoine, I love you, dude. You're the man. Would Bo have stood a chance wrestling against Chimaev? No, it's the other way around. It's people. I'm going to tell you something. People don't understand how good Bo Nickal was in wrestling. They don't get it.
It's like commenting on MLB, but you never watched baseball.
Yes, they don't get how good he was. This is laughable in a wrestling match. It is absolutely laughable. You know what? Actually, Antoine's a smart dude. He's trolling me. He's trolling me to get this.
Totally is.
He has to be. He has to be. It's silly. Man. You're talking about a world champion in wrestling. People he never went against someone from the Caucasus. Yes, he did, and he beat them bad. He's amazing wrestler. Anyways.
What do you think of his shave? He looks like Volkov, right?
Yeah, I didn't like it. Now they look like very old man looking, like the haircut my dad had in 98.
Jeez.
Okay. I want to give credit. We're going to talk about I don't think I know we talked on our previous show, but I don't think it got talked enough by the mainstream medias, your Errol Hawani's, your Chael Sonnens. Josh Van's back was against the wall, not just having to fight an incredible talent like Tatsuro Tyra, but the fact that it wasn't just beating Tyra, it was justifying himself as the best guy in the world. Because
he won the title. To a ton of shows, and people were like, he won that belt fraudulently. He's not a UFC champion.
Yeah.
Well, tonight proved otherwise.
Yeah. Now, again, there's still going to be people who say, well, he didn't beat Pantoja, and suddenly it's going to be Tyra wasn't that good and all that. But I mean, if he lost, especially after the first round, he got taken down. If he lost, if he got submitted, just imagine if Tyra did what he did to Brandon Moreno, took him down and just subbed him quick. The thing is, Van going forward been oh my God, paper champion. He was terrible. He was not good. He got so lucky. Freak injury. And there's still going to be a lot of people saying that. But Josh Van had a lot. And then what else didn't get brought up is that this fight got moved back a month because of something with Josh Van. Now, I have my own theories on that. I truly believe they needed a second fight. But it might have been something like a cut. It had to be something minor. Could have been he might have got cut or so, who knows? Something that could have healed up, or maybe he was sick. Or
the media someone should just ask him. They probably already hopefully have. Hey, why did this fight get moved a month?
Why did that happen?
Can someone ask him, please? Why are we not asking him this?
Yeah, but why wasn't that asked during media day? Why wasn't that asked at the press conference?
Because they'll pull your credentials if you ask that question.
Yeah, I know. They just never. You know, I don't want to. I was going to ask you another one, but I don't. What was your scorecard heading in the fifth? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you, I had a much different scorecard than everybody's.
So I thought Tyra won the first round, but then I kind of just thought Josh Van was winning all of the other rounds up through the stoppage, because the grappling full mount means like you can take someone down and get full mount. That means nothing based off the current MMA scoring criteria, impact / damage. If you take me down and just lay on me for 3 minutes, but I light you up on the feet for 1.5 minutes, and then during the whole other time I'm on bottom hitting you with shots when you're literally you are grappling to stall a position so you don't accrue more damage on the feet. You can't win that way. You don't win an MMA fight that way. Like if you get rocked if you get hit with 3 shots and rocked and stumble to a knee where you have to go reeling back, and then you take your opponent down and control them for 4 minutes but throw no punches, you lost the round. That is just how fights are supposed to be scored.
Yeah, so I'm looking at, I saw probably a majority of people on Twitter posting like heading.
I didn't look at all.
Okay, heading in the fifth round. It's funny because I'm not a really big social media guy. I'm really like during the week, I'm almost never.
You're just checking the temperature of the room, though. You want to see what other
people
think.
But if you look during the week, like you see me posting on Twitter Monday through or Sunday through Friday, it's kind of rare. I'm usually just during the events on UFC. I never almost never tweet about PFL or if I'm watching it, stuff like that anymore. Usually my tweeting, I kind of almost do it for the show, like kind of like get my own thoughts out while I'm tweeting and stuff. Kind of almost like warming up what I want to say. But I'm looking at Twitter, I'm scrolling through people's, and I have like. This says like on one side it says like for you, and it says following or something like that. Like I don't see like random people. I just see like people I'm friends with, like with, like Aaron Bronstetter and whoever, you know, you and you know, whoever, Derek Bowe, who I'm friends with. People like that constantly. I'm seeing their stuff come up, but I'm seeing almost everybody have the score 2-2 heading to the fifth round, and I'm going 2-2. You know, or really, not just, you know, what would that be? 39 heading into the third round. And I'm sitting there and I go, how the hell do you not score a 10-8 round third for Josh Van? I'm saying,
imagine if you would have got that rear naked choke, dude.
I know. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But I'm sitting there going in the fifth round, I'm saying best case scenario for Tyra is a draw. You know, 3 rounds to 2, but Van has a 10. And then people say, oh, well, Tyra took Van down at the very end. So he took him down at the very end. He was almost stopped multiple times in the third. That's a 10-8. If that ain't a 10-8 round, then let's just get rid of 10-8 rounds altogether.
And I mean,
Tyra. He's trying to finish him on the ground multiple times. He's trying to choke him. He gets on top. He's punching him again. He gets up. He's punching. He beat the piss out of him in the third round.
Oh, he beat the fuck out, like real bad. Like dropped him dropped him several times, real bad. Tyra.
To me, the only question heading into the fifth round was, did you give the fourth round to Van? Because I'm watching the fourth round, kind of similar to what you said. Yeah, Tyra took him down, kind of controlled him. Did nothing. There wasn't many exchanges, but the exchanges that did happen on the feet were Van. Tyra took Van down and did nothing. Just held him down. Didn't punch him. Didn't do anything.
He was using, and shout out to Tyra for being able to take that damage and still get those takedowns in those grappling positions, because Van clearly, and this is something I said going into the pre-fight, that Joshua Van's camp for Pantoja was probably very similar to his camp for Tyra.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. So he kind of got 2 training camps for this.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good. The only difference I'd say is the striking, where
Pantoja hits harder and is way better of a striker than Tyra.
Tyra is a distance kicker, trying to use length.
but just the grappling part, the most important part, the grappling part.
Yeah, Pantoja is a blitzer. He's going to blitz you, throwing big looping hooks, trying to get you to react to that to open up his takedowns.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know who's tougher.
Pantoja is more of a get a takedown and a scramble, while Tyra is the traditional, like, I'm just going to shoot in, drive, turn the corner. He uses some body lock. I mean, they both do body locks, but
Pantoja is like, push up against the cage, you'll force the back, and then he'll jump the back, like standing up against the cage. Look at the rear waist cinch, and they'll try to take the back completely.
Yeah, he does like some slide bys and everything. So I had it. So anyways, so my scorecard heading into the 5th round was 39-36 Van. Like, I had him a big going.
So you thought he was just winning all the rounds, like, besides the first one?
I had a 3-1 with a 10-year round.
And I'm not mad at that, just based off of, I mean, I explained my thought process and ideology behind it going up into that. The knockout at the end, I mean, people are complaining about the early stoppage, but when you look at all, I mean, Tatsuro Taira is I mean, he's really got a, everyone's like, he did this camp with Inoue, and I was like, you sure about that? It's just like, this Tatsuro Taira has no striking defense. His hair doesn't help.
Yeah, he doesn't move his head. Yeah, he doesn't move his head.
He just doesn't move his head, and he's very tough. Shout out to him for getting hit as many times as he did.
Let me ask you this: talking about getting hit many times, what were your thoughts on the stoppage?
I mean, he was going face down, but then the second he caught himself, the ref jumped in, and he seemed to wake up.
When the ref pulled Van off, he like stumbled back. It was like falling. He was still like stumbling.
Well, everyone is gonna. I mean, like, how many fighters complain about the stoppages? Yeah. Like, it's just a thing, like they're gonna.
I think it was the best thing happening. It kept him from getting damaged, and honestly, it kept him from about to be face planted. Van was about to put him out.
Especially, and then this is another fight where Van, at 24 years old, goes and makes the adjustment. He did it against Royval. He's making the fucking adjustments, going to the body, ripping shots around. Tyra would get backed up, and he'd kind of like hold really tight, and he's ripping looping shots around the guard, like hitting the back of the liver, dude. Like, dude, he's so dope.
I like you're in the rolling chair. You're like moving.
Yeah,
bouncing.
Dude, he's like Van is so fucking cool.
Does working distance with a rolling chair coming in and out.
I've said
this before, but I'm gonna double down on it. And I feel so confident about this. Obviously, different weight classes, but he reminds me of a young Max Holloway.
He's just
a couple losses early in his career, like Max Holloway had, but hitting his stride and like full sprinting and just
doing cool shit, like just being fucking cool.
I'm talking about the Max Holloway who beat up Hakado Lamos and beat Jose Aldo in the first fight, and just
brave in the pocket, throwing massive combinations, ripping shots to the body, making adjustments late in fights, not getting overwhelmed when you're in a bad way, being able to recover between rounds, not lose faith, and like make the adjustments. He's fighting like he's 30.
Yeah, and he's what,
24?
That's insane. And
he's been fighting pro MMA since like 2020.
He's adding power.
Let me look this up.
He's adding power now, and I'm like, dude, what? This guy. So here's the I'm gonna give you a name. All right, I'm not comparing these two guys. I'm gonna be very clear before you overreact. Ilia Topuria. This is what is that? Why am I saying the name Ilia Topuria? What is that list I'm giving you? I'm giving you one name, Ilia Topuria. What is that
boxers
name?
In the UFC?
That's the only guy I rank over Josh Van right now. Only guy, Ilia Topuria. There's nobody else other than Ilia Topuria, a better boxer right now than Josh Van.
And I lied. This kid's first pro MMA bout was in October of 2021.
Yeah. So me and Ben,
dude,
me and Ben was, I don't know when we started our show, but I think we were already doing our show. Like, I think we were already doing this show. Like, me and Ben are doing it probably about 5 years now. So that's insane. At one point I got a little worried for Van. I thought he punched himself out. The way the fourth round started with Tyra, like a lot of people thought Tyra won it. Like he's kind of slow. Like he got taken down at the very end of the third round. Kind of punched himself out. And some of that obviously was, he went for he threw like a 85 punch combination trying to finish the fight. But then he also tried to get a submission and was squeezing on it. Like that's going to tell you to just squeeze, like one of the worst, most tiring things you can do.
He should have just let him back to his feet and punched him again. But I wasn't even mad because like he's doing cool shit in a championship fight and he's like going for shit that's like he's doing shit you shouldn't do and he's like being successful. I'm like, get him, bro.
No,
get him.
I
wasn't even mad.
No, you know what I think happened? He could have kept punching him and finishing him, but suddenly he saw his neck and said, "Oh, he's supposed to submit me. He's supposed to submit me. I'm going to submit him."
Yes,
and think about this for a second.
His corner was probably livid, but who gives a shit?
That was think about this for a second. Well, I thought he had it.
Me too.
And I give Tyra a lot of credit. Think about all the grappling that happened in this matchup. Think about all the top control time, the mount, how many times he was mounted by Tyra.
Staying safe.
And the closest submission we had, the guy who was closest to finish this fight by submission was Josh Van.
Imagine, this was an incredible performance from him. Because also too, Tatsuro Taira gets those positions on like any other person in this division and it's curtains for them. And that's something that can't be just looked over to. His ability to get up from the bottom, stay composed, not get exhausted. How many people would have just been gassed out after having to survive any of those grappling exchanges? Most dudes would have been gassed as shit. Tyra was huge compared to him.
Yeah. And then possibly have lost the fourth round and then come out like he did in the fifth round, stopping takedowns and just pacing them. And when Tyra was shooting for takedowns and Van started stuffing him, it almost like it boosted Van's energy.
The only thing that I'm going to critique him in a masterful performance. And in this situation, like if you're the boxer and you're going to plant, like just show more uppercuts. Like just throw the uppercut way more. He didn't start throwing the uppercut until like the third and fourth round, but just start feeding him that uppercut way earlier and let him know like, hey, because when you're throwing the uppercut, that also gives you an underhook. Like meet him with the uppercut the same way that Derek Lewis met Curtis Blades. Just show it. Like just show the uppercut. Like just show it.
They'd have to shoot pretty high for you to still have the underhook, but
just show it because it's a deterrent. Or like he hit.
I like the jab. I like the jab to the body. I like the jab to the body.
Hit him with that one knee. That knee was dope.
Yeah, let's talk about Tyra for a second. I don't think he looked bad. Like, I definitely understand what you're saying. Defensively, he wasn't moving his head, and that's kind of but it's still a good showing against him. He won at one round. A lot of people's round, scorecards. He won 2 rounds. I saw one guy. I don't want to call him out. He just like would not let it go. He's like a gambling guy, and he gives out advice, and he's good. He's knowledgeable. I'm not like talking shit about him. But he obviously picked Tyra. He was so mad with the stoppage, and it's like, you're starting to lose. Like he was about to lose that round, and he was down big in the round. Like there was, he would have had to do an all-time comeback in that round. Like, dude, it's all right, dude. You picked one wrong. Like I get it. It's we've all picked fights wrong. I mean, I picked the main event wrong. My big knock on Tyra is just he needs to be busier on top. He can't turn into a gelatin on me, and I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying he's got to get the takedown and do damage. He's got to score more because you can't take a guy down and have that much control time and do nothing.
It's kind of Hamzat suffered from the same problem too.
Yeah,
just getting like control positions and not doing anything with it. You got to throw the ground and pound. Do what Sean Brady did. Do what Sean Brady did.
Just be like, just you don't have to hurt him with it. Just be busy, like score points and
And that makes people freak out. And then that's what opens up submissions. Like hit them with peppering shots, make them, try to, get squirmy. And then that's where you take advantage. I mean, how many times have you seen that where like, someone's getting a pepper with ground and pound and they're like, oh, I got to get out of this. Make the mistake. And then that's where you hit them with the submission. The ground and pound also opens all of that up.
All right, let's talk about the division because you know how much I'm flyweight. Like, God, I love flyweight. Ben asks every single week, like almost every week, he asks me, like, all right, of the prelim fights, which fight are you most excited about? And all right, for example, this one I went all the way down to the first fight of the card, Clayton Carpenter versus Joshua Ochoa. That was the one I said because I just love flyweight. I'm going to give you 4 names. I think we both, I got to say the top name, but I want you to separate Cop and Horiguchi for a second. Okay. So or you put them together. You can put them together if you want, but you pick up the phone. Josh Van, somehow he's like, I'm healthy. I want to fight immediately. I want to return July. I want to fight an international fight week. 2 months from now. So you're going to be in camp already. Pantoja, Manel Kopp, Kyoji Horiguchi, Leonard Kamenov. Rank them. You pick up the phone. Who you calling?
Horiguchi first, because I just want to see something. Most people are going to say Pantoja. Number 2, Pantoja. Number 3, Kopp, and then Leonard Kamenov.
So you said Horiguchi, Pantoja,
Kavanaugh.
No. Okay. I would. To me, Pantoja is a no-brainer.
Yeah. I just want to see Horiguchi because I think it may be he brings something a little different to the table.
Yeah, he's so physically strong. He's such a good wrestler, but he's also like physically like.
And he might be able to box with Joshua Van.
I don't think he can. I don't think anybody can. I think
I agree. But I think if anyone can of those guys, I think it's probably Horiguchi.
I don't think it's Horiguchi.
Maybe Kavanaugh.
I think it's Kavanaugh.
Yeah,
because he has the kicks with him too. He's more like a Muay Thai style. But I don't think I'm driving the bandwagon.
I think you're driving the van wagon.
I'm on the van, I'm Van all the way.
Yeah.
Like that's my guy.
I think he could beat all of them.
But Pantoja also is my guy. Like I've always loved Pantoja. So
hard not to. Now do you see me, Dad?
Yeah. So the way I'm calling Pantoja first. Like he deserves it. He and not just that. It's not even the freak injury. Because I mean, I don't believe what Josh Van said. Oh, a black belt should be able to fall right. Like it's just that shit happens. It's just
he's got to cover his he's got to cover his tracks,
Sure, of course. Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't want the title from a freak injury. So Pantoja first. I'm probably going Horiguchi, like you said. Like this again, this is if Horiguchi and Kopp fell apart, because he's older. I'm probably going to go Kopp because you have the tactical striking of Van versus the power of Kopp, the explosiveness, and then Kavanaugh's the new guy in town, and so he's kind of fourth. But intriguing wise, that actually might be the most intriguing fight. I mean, they're all intriguing fights. What are you doing? What are you doing, Tyra?
Tyra should fight the loser of Horiguchi and Kopp, and I think that's probably going to be Kopp.
I feel like if Horiguchi lost, what a fight that would be. Like Horiguchi versus Tyra, like you put that in Japan somewhere.
I think Horiguchi probably smoke him.
The one thing I would right now, they fought today. I probably am leaning that way too. The only thing I would have a little pause about is Tyra is so young that he still can make it. Now he's 26, so he's not like he's kind of in his prime now, but he's still very young. He can still make improvements. And how old is Horiguchi? He's old. He's at the point. he's at the point he can just start declining fast. So that's like the one pushback I'd have. But if they fought right now today, I would favor Horiguchi. But 6 months from now is really different for both guys. I'm
just concerned about the way Tyra approaches striking in general. And I don't know if he could be that guy that just never gets it because he's already at this stage of his career where I think he really reminds me of Paddy Pimblett. Or I just don't think the striking.
He's a way better.
Sure, but when it comes to the striking and the striking defense,
leads with kicks. He's got a big head.
and just very hittable. Where I just don't think that both of those guys, I don't think they're ever gonna make that corner and fully understand the striking aspect of the sport. Watching Tyra, he just seems like one of those guys that's he might not ever get striking defense, and that's why he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, because of the Japanese connection. If Horiguchi loses, I'm going to do Tyra versus Horiguchi. If Horiguchi beats Kopp, I actually might go Kavanaugh and with Tyra and kind of leave Kopp on the outside. But there really isn't. Those 3 names or 4 names, however you want to match it, works good. And then I almost feel like the winner of Kopp and Horiguchi just kind of have to wait. They're gonna have to wait for be on the sidelines for a while, take on the winner of Van versus Pantoja. Sorry, I got a little bit of something stuck in my throat. All right, we've been saying a lot. We're already over an hour. We still have 11 more fights to get to, so we gotta stop. We gotta stop pushing, dude. It's 2 a.m. I gotta be at a softball field in 6 hours. In the third fight from the top, Alexander Volkov took on Waldo Cortez Acosta. Volkov won by unanimous decision. Very, very boring fight. I mean, not Volkov did what he had to do. Inside kicks, moving, using his range. But I saw people. Oh yeah, I gotta say this. Antoine says we had a good night. Shout out to my boy Ben, who's normally with me. On the preview show, we had 3 consensus underdog picks, and we went 3 for 3. So that's what we do. Nice job. So way to go, Ben. Me and Ben. I'm watching Volkov. I'm like, Volkov is the Pat Sabatini of striking. He wins and he's good at it, but he's so freaking boring.
He is just probably the most common collected heavyweight just ever. Most heavyweights, even the common collected ones can be goaded into a brawl, but not Volkov. You could I don't know what you could do to force a brawl out of that guy. But shout out to him. I thought it was really funny where Waldo tried to do the point down thing and immediately got wobbled. Immediately got hurt really bad.
Cortez, he had to get inside more and just make it a brawl. He had to, because when he got inside, he had a lot of success. He could not get past the kicks. He had to bull rush him more. He had to throw big combination bull rush, even missing just to close the distance, stay in this grill. I'm looking at Volkov and I'm like, this guy's gonna fight for a title soon. And Volkov winning a UFC title, to me, would be the biggest disaster since Tim Sylvia was the champion. Just boring, big, boring. He's got cooler hair than Tim Sylvia, but
the whole promo is just his tattoo.
Yeah, just not good.
No, but here's the thing: is Alex Pereira's in this division now, and Alex is gonna the way that Volkov kind of just pulls back with the high pillaring. Alex is a guy like Alex. I would be very convinced that he could easily find a way around that, pin him up against the cage, and just Latin him again. I watched another heavy. Sorry, go ahead.
About it, he's not a blitzer. He's Alex is a stalker, so he's gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit and get inside. But Matchmaking wise, like Volkov's just gonna have to wait for a title shot, and
he deserves
he's
it.
earned it. He earns it. But the problem is you have the White House fight between Pereira and Cyril gone, and then if Tom Aspinall comes back, that screws him. But he can't take another fight. He has to just wait.
Unless they offer him, they're going to offer him Josh Hokett after Hokett beats Derek Lewis. That's what's going to happen.
That actually might be intriguing. Cortez Acosta, I'm giving him Brando Perisic, the guy who just won a week ago, looked good.
Honestly, watching this fight and a lot of these recent heavyweight fights, like I'm just getting more and more confident about Alex Pineda's chances at heavyweight. Like the way that Waldo blitzes in, like I mean, I'm just like, oh, Alex Pineda just cuts a tiny ankle and fires his left hook, and it's just like he's gonna run straight into that.
The sad thing, we're in a situation where we should be getting these big, exciting matchups, and there's a better chance we get Alexander Volkov as a champion. But if you think about where the heavyweight division is right now, and everyone's bashing it, but you add Alex Pereira to the division, if somehow Tom Aspinall heals up, if they could get John Jones to come back, and somehow they can get Francis Ngannou in there, like that would be such a glamour, huge division with big, big names, and they just can't get it done. Before that, Sean Brady took on Joaquin Buckley. Brady winning a dominant decision. Did you know, Dev, that the fix was in? The betting lines went from Sean Brady, a 2-1 favorite, to closing as a 2-1 underdog in about 6 hours. About noontime, he was a 2-1 favorite. So all the gamblers, they had the fix. The fight was fixed. The problem is the people who fixed the fights forgot to tell Sean Brady that he was supposed to throw the fight.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what happened there. And but Sean Brady put on one of the most dominant performances to date. I mean, he ragdolled Joaquin Buckley, and his ground game is second to none. To control the just as mission threats, but also getting in the mount and throwing punches. But like, there was probably like Buckley was blocking things, so he's like, I'm not really trying to hurt him because Buckley's blocking him, but I'm just gonna just stay so busy that it just looks good. Like it looks good for the judges. I'm like, this guy's brilliant.
Yeah, you just do it. Like doing stuff is better than not doing stuff. Like he understands that you have to like just throw shots, like just do stuff.
Yeah,
if you're going to be on top.
Move closer to the mic. Yeah.
Sorry. Just do stuff. Like if you're going to be on top, just do stuff. Like if you've got the control, you like just keep doing shit. Like that's how you like.
Imagine if you took Gelton Almeida and gave him 5% of
that's what Gelton used to do.
If you give him 5% of Brady's output, he'd be like one of the best heavyweights in the world.
It's just and Gelton used to do that. I remember when he like Donkey Kong punched a dude, but
people are saying the fight should have been canceled. Yeah, I think Joaquin Buckley might have wished that fight was canceled.
Or they found out that maybe someone was like, yeah, these fighters is injured, and they're like, I hear it's Sean Brady, but really it was Buckley. Like they got mixed up. You know?
Yeah, they got mixed up
or something.
I will say this. I don't like to say like, oh, I told you guys so. Like I remember like going on the previous show, I was saying like this is how bad of a stylistic matchup Brady is for Buckley.
Oh, you were spot on.
And the one big thing, I don't hate the way Buckley fought, and I'll tell you why. Like the times he was on his feet, he threw big hooks and like what he does.
The kicks are what failed him.
Yeah, he shouldn't. But it wasn't good, man. He's gonna get taken out anyways. But the big hooks and punches, be like, oh, he shouldn't have done that. But that's the only way he fights. If he doesn't fight that way, he loses anyways.
Well, and that's the way to beat
Sean Brady. Shot.
Huh? And that's how you beat Sean Brady.
Yeah, you got to connect.
You pressure him and you throw heat at him. That's how you beat Sean Brady. The two people that beat him pressured him and threw shots at him.
All right. So as far as we're gonna do next for Brady, I'm gonna give you two names, and you'll know why I'm giving you two names. The name I'd like to see him fight next, Shavkat Rakhmonov. who knows when hell he's going to come back. So the other name, my backup name,
That's
I'm going to give him
the
probably the
real
likely.
name.
I'm going to give him Kamaru Usman.
Sure.
What'd you have?
I want to see him fight Amisov.
I'm still slow rolling Amisov. Honestly, why I didn't do it, like my two favorite guys in the division right now. I like Michael Morales too. I have like three guys I'm all in on. As far as Buckley, I'm giving Euros Medic. Medic deserves a big name.
And you know what? Some talking head this week, I forget who it was. Maybe it was you, maybe it was someone I listened to. Some talking head. Said Joaquin Buckley is basically just like Drew Dober of this division, and like, yeah, they were right. They were totally right.
Dober.
Yeah, like he's just Drew Dober.
Just different shade.
Yeah, but he's like, just like easily out wrestled, easily out grappled, but like we'll have a firefight with the people that are willing to do so. Like he's Drew Dober. Yeah. Like he's not an elite welterweight. He's not.
I didn't mind that much. Buckley versus Malott. I don't mind that one.
Sure.
Before that, probably the most meaningless moment of the card. Bobby Green took on Jeremy Stevens. Bobby Green won by first round.
This is awesome.
Submission. Well, what I say is meaningless. I mean, it was such a mismatch. Green was better than him. I mean, he beat him up on the feet. He took him down. He beat him up on the ground. He subbed him.
He beat the fuck out of him.
I learned nothing about Bobby Green. I learned nothing about him.
I mean, I didn't learn anything, but it was just confirmation that, like, even as well, I'll say what I learned is, I mean, I don't know anyone that's his age and this tenured in the game with a game like his.
The problem is, the reason why I'm like, is it a game? Because Jeremy Stevens, he's so shot. The dude, and then he missed weight. That's how shot he is. He missed weight. Did he? I know he's taking the gloves. Did he retire?
I think so. I saw the gloves coming off too. So
I saw the gloves coming off. He didn't get that like moment though.
He didn't deserve it.
No, well, he was better than the organization for a long time. I'm not saying he should get the whole promo.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, definitely the Hall of Fame. But I mean, everyone gets in, so he'll probably get in. Before that, Atiba Gutierrez took on Ozzy Diaz. Gutierrez winning by second round TKO. Really nice. I mean, a nice counter right hand. I mean, I thought the stoppage was kind of early.
My only complaint about this fight is there is no difference between me fighting Atiba Gutierrez and Ozzy Diaz fighting Atiba Gutierrez. Like,
you think you have made it to the second round?
But what are we doing? It's just like, what are we doing? Come on,
the thing
guys.
is, he's only 24, so that's like thing. Like when he's only 24, so he doesn't have.
So is Josh Van.
But yeah, but Josh Van's he's the unicorn. Josh Van's the unicorn. I try to tell people that he's the exception to the rule.
Max Holloway was 24.
Yeah, another unicorn. There's a couple unicorns, not just one unicorn. There's 4 or 5 unicorns.
Sure. I'm just saying. I don't think. I don't think Atiba Gutierrez is as good as the UFC wants us to think he is. Well, I don't think he'll ever be as good as the UFC.
He obviously has power. He obviously has power. He's obviously explosive. He's not the most technical, but he's.
I'm not even sure he's the power puncher that the UFC wants us to think he is. He knocked out Ozzy Diaz after having a pretty close round with him in the first round.
Yeah, there wasn't much action. Then he put him out with a right hand. I do think it was an early stoppage. I'm saying don't rush this guy. I think he needs some seasoning.
Oh no, he can't be rushed because if they fight the fight I have for him next is the same fight I have next for Strickland.
Well, he called for Izzy, which is kind of
that ain't gonna happen.
That was silly.
That was stupid.
I'm giving him the winner of Andre Petrowski and Cody Durden. Like you should be able to.
Cody Brundage.
Brundage.
I don't know if he's gonna smash Brundage.
It's Cody Brundage. If you can't beat Cody Brundage, you were never a prospect. Unless you lose by disqualification, because Brundage has a couple of those in there.
I have the same person for Atiba Gutierrez and Susurkayev because the UFC really wants us to think that these guys are like the shit, and I'm not convinced yet. So either Atiba Gutierrez or Susurkayev can fight Bruno Ferreira next.
Okay, so
give him a test.
So you're going much higher than I am. Who of those two do you like higher though?
Neither. I'm not hype on either one of these guys.
Yeah, but I'm putting you on the spot. Who of the two? Who would if they fought each other? Who do you take?
Probably Susurkayev.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Susurkayev can wrestle.
He's fast. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I think I'd lean Susurkayev if they fought each other. But like, I don't think that these guys are not beating Roman Kopylov. Absolutely not.
I'm not completely sure about that. They're young, dude. Like, I'm thinking about it, they're really young. Anyways, before that, one of the highlights of the entire night, Amisov took on Joel Alvarez. Supposed to be a close fight on paper, and it was not. Amisov ran right through him. I just kept watching him and go, what a shame it was that he spent all those years just dying away in Bellator.
And then how did Jason Jackson beat this dude?
Jason Jackson was pretty damn good at one time. I mean,
the ass kicking machine, bro. Like,
yeah, he was good. Jason Jackson was really good at one point, but I mean, he looks so good. His striking is improving, and his ground game is so good.
I still don't like his reactions to being put on the back foot and taking shots. But I think he's also another one of those dudes that's going to probably just like always be his thing.
But his ground game, like his tech, like little things he does, I was watching him and I'm like, dude. So he got a takedown early. And like people not remember, people remember the big slams he got. But he got a takedown. It was his very first takedown. It was in the center of the cage. And Alvarez was like posting up. And I always tell my wrestlers when the guy's on the ground, he's posting them. Like my son knows it. I yelled at him a million times. He just knows when I'll say post, get the post, or I'll just say post. And that's like what I mean by posting, mean that like they're pushing the hand up, and that's a post. That's what's keeping them from being flat on the ground. And he couldn't reach Alvarez, so he did the next thing I always yell: if you can't reach the post, you grab around the neck to the shoulder and you lift your own body weight up. You have to adjust your body weight up towards the head, and that'll bring the head down a little bit. Then you can just back down. And he did it exactly. And I'm like, just like little things he does. And then at the end of the very first round, Alvarez, he was behind Alvarez and he was on his feet, and he does this thing like Daniel kind of like, oh, that's so nice. When he like jumped in, he did he split his legs and pulled him over it. That's the exact mat return my son does, and he gets the same reaction. We call it the Nulf because we learned from it. I saw a video of Josh Nulf doing it and teaching it, and Josh Nulf was at least 2-time. I think he was a 3-time NCAA champ. And from Penn State, same time as Bo Nickel. I think Bo was one or two years. They definitely were crossover at the same time, but I think they didn't graduate the same year. I think Bo might have been a year after. But anyways,
you could hear Alvarez like, huh! Like when he got like when his back hit the mat, you could hear him kind of like, huh! You know, like that finishing sequence was that was good stuff. That's what I want to.
Let me ask you this question. So obviously welterweight, I mean, some people will argue that welterweight is the deepest division in MMA, and I'm not going to argue against that for sure. Let me ask you, is he a legit title contender? I'm not saying he won the title, but could he win the title?
Anybody with his grappling game and his grappling ability is an immediate threat to the title. And the reason why I say that is because look at the current champion of the division. If he can win the belt doing those types of things, a guy like Amisov probably can too.
Okay. Let's do this really quick. I just give me one word answer. We're going to go rapid. One word answer. I'm going to put you on the spot. It's Amisov versus, and I'm going to say you guys' name. I'm going to start from the rankings. We're going to go up the ladder until you pick someone to beat them. We currently have him ranked as 50, which shows you how deep the division. And again, that's worldwide here. That's not just UFC. But
it also means the ranking is based off of who they've defeated.
Sure,
Like that's
sure.
part
it's
of
not
it.
necessarily.
So
Yeah,
he may
it's
be
not
ranked
necessarily-
higher if he got more opportunities.
Yeah, and it's also not saying like the number. We're not saying the number 15th guy can't be the number.
No, because
11th
he'd
guy.
crush Jack Della Maddalena if they fought tomorrow. So that's already
All right. All right.
Give me that one.
All right. Amisov, Kamaru Usman.
Usman.
All right, so that's the end of the game.
Well, keep going.
No.
keep
It's
going.
the ladder. You hit the ladder. You said Usman. It's over.
I just don't think like it's Usman. Like it's Usman. Do you think he beats Usman right now?
I do.
Okay. Then let's go up the list. Who like you go? Then who do you?
No, I can't because I do a preview show, so that would take away if I keep going. If I keep going, then when it comes time to.
But I think Usman is just like a sneaky, very tough matchup for him in this.
Yeah, but
division.
You forgot one thing, and I'm going to give a listener credit. Usman's old.
He's old,
man. He's old.
He's old, but in a 5-round fight, the
win against Joaquin Buckley has not aged well. Does not look as good as it did a couple months ago.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's say maybe. I want to do this. Let's keep going up the rankings. We'll say maybe.
No, we're not doing maybe. Yes or no?
Okay, no.
There we go. We got to move on. We got to move on. You don't believe in him. You don't believe it. You thought
I do believe in him.
You don't believe in him. You think 38-year-old Kamaru Usman will beat him.
Okay.
I was gonna go all the way up to Islam Makhachev. I was gonna put you on the spot.
Holy shit! You think he beat Sean Brady?
No, I don't know. That's a good
Yeah.
one. I'm high on.
He beats Jack Della Maddalena for sure. He probably beats Bilal Muhammad. He probably beats Gabriel Bonfim. Like these are people that I'm
Speaking of which, that's the matchup I have next for him. I have him the winner of Bilal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. I'm putting that as like a fight night main event.
Yep. At the Apex.
Before that, Grant Dawson took on Mateusz Rebecki. Dawson won by 3rd round submission. I'm so torn on Grant. He's such a good wrestler. He's so good at grappling, but his striking is still so bad. He doesn't react to strikes well. I mean, he was hurt in this fight. He's been hurt in a bunch of fights. He has durability issues. But if he gets the fight down, he's so freaking good. I don't know if I'm high on him or not.
You can't be high on him in this division because it's 155. If he was a middleweight, he'd be like an RDR type dude, and you'd be like, yeah, that guy can win a belt. It's middleweight. But at 155, you can't get hurt as often as he does and be a world champion. Like it's just not. Look at the world champions in the last 10 years at 155. No.
Well, one thing I think I might be overreacting. Like he got clipped in this fight. He was winning everything except that he lost the second round. He got clipped. And he took a little while to recover. But
this is the first time we've seen him get hurt and come back like this, though. So shout out to him for that. Right?
Yeah. I mean, the guy's 12-2 in the UFC. So I mean, you gotta have some belief in him. I mean, the guy's 12-2.
It's just freaking 155. Like this division is so okay, let him fight Arman Sarukian. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Charles Oliveira still exists in this division.
I mean, even this fight, he won the fight because he missed a high kick. He threw a high kick. It was 1-1 heading in the third, beginning of the third, and he threw a high kick, slipped.
Rebecki's foolishness is what.
And then Rebecki jumped on top of him because oh, he's down. Let me jump on him. And that just gave him enough time.
He won the scramble, took the back, and now it's curtains.
Well, he hip heisted his legs out and then just grabbed the leg and finished the takedown, and that was the end of it. It was like once he took him out, I was like, dude, you just lost the match. But something like that, way to throw a high kick, Grant. If he threw a jab, he might have lost that match. But he threw a high kick instead. So good.
Rebecki's fun. He's always fun.
He's fun, but his fight IQ isn't the best. So Dawson's 12-2, but I'm like, dude, the guy's the quietest 12-2. You know how I said how quiet his 12-2 run in the UFC is? I forgot what weight class he fought in.
Well, he's been at 2. He's been in 2.
There you go. But I'm sitting there
That's why.
What weight class is that? Like, oh yeah, he's lightweight. Like that's how quiet. He's 12-2. What are we doing with him? I'm giving him a big name. I'm giving him a very easy. Okay, I'll just give you my name. I don't want to say very easy because it actually might be not the easiest stylistic matchup, but it's actually like a good stylist. It's a good fight for both of them. but giving him a name, I'm giving him Beneil Dariush. Now, I think Dariush should retire. I'd rather have him retire. I really would rather have him retire. But like, for a guy who's in that Dariush range, like Dawson's probably the easiest, like the most winnable fight for Dariush.
Yeah.
And I'm giving it like a pay-per-view prelims fight. Like not high. What'd you have?
He could fight someone like Fares Ziam, but I think Ziam deserves something bigger than that. You know, maybe who I think would be a really good fight? You should fight Terrence McKinney.
Terrence McKinney? Oh,
yeah,
man.
if
he gets clipped, oh my lord!
Like, can Terrence McKinney make him explode, or will he just succumb to a late submission? I actually think that'd be really fun. Or give him Drew Dober just posted some pictures of him in a hospital bed, but like whenever that's over,
Drew Dober,
yeah, or Terrence McKinney, like one of those types of dudes, or give him Jalen Turner. How about that? Give him Jalen Turner. He's back fighting again.
Yeah. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm sorry, Dev. This is the time where we normally do the know your host question. I'm going to skip it, dude. It's already 2:31. It's already 2:31. We still have a lot of fights to go. And I got to be in a softball.
Pushing.
I got to be in a softball field in 5 hours or 5.5 hours. Before that, Jim Miller took on Jared Gordon in the old timers fight, and Jared Gordon shot a takedown on Jim Miller, and Jim Miller does what Jim Miller does. He jumped the guillotine, and that was a wrap. What else are you going to say about it?
Does he have the best guillotine just in the history of the UFC? It needs to be considered. It needs to be considered.
It's somebody, I can't remember who it is. There's one guy who has a guillotine. I can't remember. It's like some prelim guy. He has got like 20 guillotine wins or something like that. I can't remember who it was. It's in my notes, but the guy, I'm like, oh my god, this guy just guillotines everybody.
Is it Jourdain or something? Like Jourdain's got a nifty.
He's up there. No, it's like a low level guy. Like the only way he wins is by guillotine. It's like,
but dude, Jim fucking Miller, like he did it. He's got like he's just.
I'm still gonna guess like Charles Oliveira has a better one, but yeah,
he subbed Charles Oliveira. He submitted him.
Yeah, we could talk. But. No, it wasn't Cody. It wasn't Cody McKenzie. Cody McKenzie did have. He had a standing game. He was really good. There's somebody like currently fighting in the UFC. I forgot who it was that has. It's something stupid. He just catches guillotines all over the place.
It's incredible. It's incredible that he's doing this at this age. His whole sting is incredible. Like the Lyme disease, he doesn't face adversity. Adversity faces him. Like I don't like. He's Jim fucking Miller. Like he deserves.
All right, moving on. Roman Kovalev took on Marco Tulio, and this fight just reminds me of like what I love about MMA. Like everything was going right early for Tulio, and then like one punch completely changed everything. And then Kovalev. I sat there and I was like, oh man, Kovalev blew it. He didn't finish him in the second round. And then he just comes right out in the third round, drops him again, and almost blasts him again. Like, it really just came down to what Dean. I think Dean Thomas is fantastic. Everything he says.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Like the second you got fast hands, just throw him. Just
like,
throw him.
Yeah. He's saying like, oh, you have a speed advantage. Like, throw your punches. And it came down to Tulio. Tulio has a lot of good offensive weapons. He's strong. He hits hard. He's fast. Yeah, he's fairly fast. The problem is he keeps his chin high in the air.
And Kopylov has fast hands, and he's willing to get on the front foot and throw him like that. That's
this was number 3 or number 1, depending on how you want to talk, of the consensus upset picks. The other one was Josh Van, and I'm getting a little technical. At the time, it wasn't an upset. We both picked Sean Brady. Ended up changing to an upset, so I'm taking credit for that.
If people followed your bet and they bet it when he was an underdog, they would have won a lot of money.
Before that, Pat Sabatini took on William Gomes, beating Gomes by unanimous decision. I'll give Gomes a lot of credit. He had really good takedown defense. I mean, he's that like tall man's just like hard to get him up there. but
always have one foot on the ground, like no matter what you do.
Yeah, like other movements you would do, like would have.
I have a high crotch and I'm lifting this guy a foot off the
Yeah,
ground.
exactly.
And you look
It
down
doesn't
and he's
work.
still, the tippy toe's still on the ground. You're like, what the hell?
But like, if it was
That's all
someone
he had.
if it was someone Pat Sabatini's size, he would have like slammed him.
Yes.
But I will say this: Sabatini is not gaining a lot of fans. I get it, but that said, like he has a strategy and he wins.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care if he's booed, and he's a tough out for a lot of people. Like if you're in that division and you get I will never call guys ducking people or scared, but there's certain ones you're like, yeah, I'm excited about this matchup. You get Pat Sabatini, you're like, oh fuck, like that's a hard matchup, and I don't gain anything if I win. Just that's not the phone call you want.
And he's that dude that's like, I don't need to be famous or have fans. I need my show money and my win money.
The guy's 9-2 in the UFC.
Can't be mad at that.
Like, and one of his losses was to Damian Jackson. And let's be honest, they fight 10 times. He's winning the other 9 fights.
That's just the one time. Like, didn't Damian Jackson brother like just pass away? And like he was like, bro, he was powered by a higher being and just went out there and crushed Sabatini. Like,
but it's also
it's MMA. That's what happens in MMA. Like,
it's also Dennis Hallman beating Matt Hughes twice. Like, that shit happens,
Yeah,
I think he deserves a name. I'm giving him Josh Emmett. I'm giving him a fight night co-main event.
Sure.
All right. Before that,
no one's running to see Pat Sabatini.
No, but what I'm doing is I'm giving the guy the opportunity, like the guy who could clock him.
Yeah.
With a wrestling background with big hands.
Sure.
Before that, Bysengor Suzakayev took on Jordan. I think it's Jordan Santos. I struggle with pronunciation.
I think the D is just silent.
Yeah. I realized that as soon as I said the Jordan. Jordan Santos. Suzakayev winning by submission. I'll say this about Suzakayev. His offense is pretty. He's got a nice wraparound right hand. He does this little dipping thing where he keeps his hand kind of close, where it's a very short right hand. Like he's got good hand speed. He's a builder. His output definitely gets, like, he starts feeling himself and his output improves as the fight goes on. The problem is his defense worries me so much because he pillars nonstop, and I'm like, he pillars so much and he cruises and he doesn't have as good output that he's completely in a matchup where he's so much more skilled than the other guy. And the first round was really close because of it.
So was the second round. So was the third round up until it's.
I don't know if they were. Like he was starting to get built there struggling. But that first round, I saw a lot of people score the first round for Santos.
It's the same.
I didn't, but I understand like why some people would have.
It's the same thing against like McConaughey in this previous fight where, whoever that was that I just threw up in the chat is like, he keeps winning but getting fraud checked at the same time. I wouldn't call this a fraud check, but it's kind of like, well.
And he keeps calling out big names of guys that I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know.
Let him fight Jared Cannonier like that, an old 40-whatever-year-old Jared Cannonier. I dare you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I feel like he's a guy that like a loss might help him.
He needs to be humbled. That's he needs, like, he's, you ever have a kid that you grew up with that you knew was like overly spoiled that would like back talk to his parents, and it's like, yo, your dad just needs to take you out back and give you an ass whooping. Like,
Ben actually is like that. Ben grew up that way.
Yeah. But he needs he just needs like he needs a whipping. Like he just needs a little humbling where like
I might have the perfect name because I think he needs to step up in competition. But I'm giving him a pretty good step up in competition, but not something that's because he's still young, so he can make huge improvements. That's one thing I always like say, have a little pause on. But I think the name is perfect because it's a step up competition, but it's also the guy that can knock him into next week. I'm giving him like Michelle
I think Olajayshuk could probably knock his block off. I was thinking more like Marc-Andre Barriault, maybe.
He could too, but I think Olajayshuk would really.
Or like, but like, are you picking Susakaev to beat Chris Curtis?
He's got a speed advantage, and I have a hard time because of his age. I really have a hard time, but it's one of those where if I was a gambler, I'd go the other way.
Or like, are you picking him?
Like, he's definitely not beating him at the odds that the fight would be matched at.
No,
because he probably had just like a minus 250 favorite,
maybe even a minus 400. Like, because the
Yeah,
odds on this guy are insane,
and that would be stupid. But Chris Curtis is a big step up from Jordan Santos.
Yeah, the problem is there's even at middleweight, there's more dudes that are actually good versus Ozzy Diaz's and Jordan Santos. Like, they're gonna run out of those guys for Susakaev, and then what? Because there's a lot more of those guys. Like, what happens if he has to fight like Charles Bullet or something? You know what I mean?
You just hope he improves. You hope that at that age he's continuing to improve.
And if he doesn't, he's on a 12-12 contract from the Contender Series, and then they can wipe their hands clean of him.
And before that, the opener of the fight was a fight that I was really intrigued for. Clayton Carpenter took on Jose Ochoa. And Ochoa, dude, what an incredible showing by this dude. This guy put on him. He looked incredible.
He's like the epitome of a Peruvian MMA fighter.
I mean, what he was doing out there, he had these feints, and he was throwing combinations. He had so much variety in his striking. He was going high and low. He'd go to the body, then come to the face, and then he'd go to the face, finish with a body punch. I mean,
Carpenter's toughness is what kept him in this fight. Like, a lot of other dudes like would have crumbled under these circumstances.
He looked like, to me, like a future top 10 guy.
Totally. You're like, Josh Van had a couple performances that looked something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of. He's good.
Yeah,
his takedown defense was good. His combinations were good. Like you said, his feinting was good. His angling was good. Like, Clayton Carpenter did not land a ton on him. Like, he's a good fighter. He's got good power. He's not that old either. He's probably going to be able to make 125 for a while.
Yeah. Like he looks sensational. All right, let's get to the so we covered all 12 fights. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's start with the cut list.
Cool.
So the way the cut list works, if both me and Dev have the same names on the cut list, we allow the UFC to let him go. If one of us do not have the name, we do not let the UFC let this guy go. I have 3, and I think 2 of them might surprise you. How many you have?
Let me look. I want to hear your 3 because I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know if I guess I'm 1. I've got 1.
Okay, all right. So you got to save at least 2 of mine. So the first name I think you were going to say,
but I could be convinced.
Well, the first name I was cutting, I actually like this guy's talent, and he is super tough, but he's lost 3 fights in a row. Like, I don't care if you fought good guys, you eventually got to win some of them. I'm getting rid of Clayton Carpenter.
Yeah,
he lost 3 in a row.
And he's the victim of tough matchmaking.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, that is true. But like win them. You can't lose all of them.
Right.
My other guy, this one people are going to really hate because people like him, but I'm getting rid of Matthias Rebecki. He's lost 3 in a row. He's lost 4 out of 5. I feel the same thing I weigh about Carpenter. Like, you got to win some fights.
In Rebecki's, what he can, if you were his attorney and you were defending him, you would say, well, he won a bunch of fight night bonuses up until that point.
Okay. But he didn't win a lot of fights.
I'm not saying that I disagree with you. But see, we got people in the comments. We will not cut Rebecki like we. So It's clearly Jeremy Stevens though. Like he's
Yeah.
he's
There you go.
he's the one. Like
He's got
we
one
don't
win
want
in
to.
8 years.
Yeah,
He's got one MMA win in 8 years. All right,
and
let's
we
get
love
to
Bobby
the.
Green, but
I've been trying to look for the awards. I can't find the awards. So
Let's
if
see. Did
anybody
Jay
has,
fail us?
yeah, he didn't. I can't find it. If anybody has the awards, let me know. I'm gonna put the awards to the side. We can even have a listener tell us what the awards were tonight. We'll just read it. We don't have to guess. Or let's go to the Bulls and the Bears. The Bulls and Bears are a stock market reference. You want to be on the Bulls list. You do not want to be on the Bears list. We do it 3, 2, 1. Let's go negative.
Sure.
You mind if I go first?
No, of course.
All right. My number three is a power couple. And I'm going with Norma Dumont and Marco Tullio. This was a power couple, but they're both coming off losses. Both of the matchups, they were favorites. And both of the matchups, I picked them to lose. I pulled both upsets against these guys. So Norma Dumont and Marco Tullio, their relationship must be on the men's because they're both losing. They must be arguing about it. Not good. My number 2, Joaquin Buckley. He lost 2 in a row. Got smoked in each one. In both of them, he was the favorite in both matchups. Pretty hefty favorite. Got smoked by both guys. This not that long ago that people, he was like a outside shot at possibly winning, getting a title shot or something like that. Or working his way up. He was kind of in that mix with your Moraleses and your Protez and stuff. He's nowhere near that list right now. And my number 1. Again, not the worst performance. Not the worst performance, but he lost the title, and worse than that, he lost that mystique about him, that aura about him, that boogeyman, and that's Khamzat Chimaev. Like, he got his first career loss. Not a good night for Chimaev. What do you got for Bears?
I agree with yours. I definitely think it was a tough night for Khamzat. Like you said, he lost his aura, and you start to do. He's one of those guys too, where Anderson Silva, he never really even lost his aura, like still to this day. But Khamzat, I don't think that's one he's going to be able to get back. So I totally agree with those. Jeremy Stevens, he's got to be on there. Like Bobby Green's an old guy. And he like absolutely schooled him, and probably like Bobby Green probably had the worst ass whooping on this card. Like we Sean Brady dominated Buckley, but Bobby really dominated Jeremy Stevens. Waldo Cortez Acosta, he's a guy that had been streaking. He had the little beef with Tom Aspinall. He had the eye patch thing, and he had like 11 fights in such a short time, or however many fights he had in, was it 6 fights in 11 months or something like that. And this was his shot. If he would have beat Volkov, he would have been definitely calling for a title fight. And now he's just kind of, when you got guys like Josh Hokett that are the biggest stars in the division today, he's going to probably just get shuffled back into the deck. And then I think probably the number 1 would be Tatsuro Taira. He took a hell of a beating and looked in a way to where I'm not sure. Can Tatsuro Taira beat other dudes in this division? Yes, but I also think guys like Loner Kavanaugh and Pantoja could give him lots of problems. And he took a lot of damage, man. He got lumped up pretty bad.
All right, let's go to the Bulls. The Bulls are the side you want to be on. This is the good side. These ones who had good night. Dev, I'll let you keep going.
Perfect. Sean Strickland, even though you had some negative things to say about him, and I might have too, he's got 31 wins and 7 losses as a pro. He is the definition of a 10-year UFC fighter. He won the belt off of Israel Adesanya. And then he won the belt again off of Khamzat Chimaev. 2 truly generational talents as a giant underdog.
Yeah,
like
he did it, man.
And unfortunately, he's the guy that's carrying the flag for us. But like, we have an American champ. Like, so we got to support our guy.
He did the thing. Like, he defeated the boogeyman. Like, he's the guy that took Hamzat's aura. Like, he did the thing. So that's big. Josh Van.
Yep.
Van, easy. I mean, you could put him above Sean Strickland, easy number 1 or number 2. Josh Van solidified that he is truly the UFC flyweight champion. No more people can call him a paper champion. You know, maybe the injury was a fluke, but who gives a shit? He went out there and beat the crap out of the number 1 contender in a fight that he was an underdog. And then number 3, I'm going to give it to one of the old guys, Bobby Green. He probably had the most one-sided ass whipping on this card. He absolutely schooled Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I had Josh Van number 1 and Sean Strickland number 2 on my list. So I'll give you 3 different ones. My number 3, Pat Sabatini. I know people are not gonna like the performance. Dude's 9-2 in the UFC. He's won 4 in a row. Like, you can't ignore he just wins.
He's getting both of his paychecks. That's important. You see these fuel prices, dude? Like, he's getting the paychecks.
That's right. My number 2, going all the way down to the first fight of the night. Ochoa. I mean, this dude, Jose Ochoa, this dude looks freaking good, man. Like, he's if I'm a flyweight, I don't want that name getting called. His striking is off the hook. And my number 1, besides the 2 you stole from me, Yaroslav Amisov. I mean, 2-0 in the UFC, 2 quick submission wins. The guy looks awesome. Not awesome enough to beat Kamaru Usman, according to my man Dev, but awesome enough. Can you allow me to give one more bull, a special bull?
Obviously, I mean, the show is it's the Shillan and Duffy show, and I'm not Duffy, so you can do whatever you want.
If you said no, I was going to do it anyways. Jim Miller, obviously, incredible win, getting a first round submission. Good night for him. But even more than Jim Miller, a bull, Jim Miller's 14-year-old son, who has been battling cancer, beat cancer. That's always incredible. So way to go to his son. It's a little more personal because recently my own dad was diagnosed with cancer, and he also beat cancer. So I love seeing cancer get its ass kicked. So nice job, Mr. Young Miller boy. I don't know his first name. I apologize, but way to go. Keep. Let's hear more of those stories. Or actually, let's not hear those stories. Let's not hear people getting cancer to begin with. But
I love what Jim Miller said in the post fight, where he said right when my son beat cancer, I told him us Millers have been called a lot of things. We've never been called fragile. I was like, let's go.
I'll tell you, I'll give him a lot. So he gets 14. I have a 15-year-old daughter, so about the same age, probably the same grade. And I won't even when people say I can't imagine, I won't even allow my brain to think about that happened to my children. Like, I can't even. I wouldn't even. Anyways, moving on. Let's get to dudes. Actually, no, we do have the awards. I found the awards.
Cool.
Do you want to guess, or how about this? Instead of guessing, give me what you would put as the awards. Give me. I think the fight of night's pretty obvious. Van and Tyra.
Yeah. Okay. Even though you could give Van a performance bonus.
You 100% could. So do you give Van, if you're giving out awards, who are you giving it to?
I'm giving one to Bobby Green.
Okay.
I'm giving one to Sean, even though he won by decision. Maybe Sean Brady, but I don't think they went that way. And then fight of the night, Josh Van and Tyra.
So they did. So I agree. Obviously, the fight of the night. I would not have given it to Bobby Green because he was such a big favorite. I think everyone knew he was going to beat the shit out of Jeremy Stevenson. Stevens. Sorry, it's late to call him Stevenson. Not like he hasn't fought in the UFC before. I'm making up last names for him. And you said Sean Brady. I agree. The reason why I would have gave it to Brady is that was supposed to be a close fight, and he beat the piss out of Joaquin Buckley. So I would have gave it to Sean Brady. He did not get it either. The other guy I would have gave it to, so I would have given it to Brady, but the other guy I would have given it to Yaroslav Amisov.
Yeah.
He did get the performance bonus.
Good.
So congratulations
I'm
to
happy for that.
Bellator champ. The other guy, you picked the wrong old man. They did not go
Let's
Bobby
go.
Green. They gave it to Jim Miller.
Good. I can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that.
The reason why I wouldn't have given it to him is because it was a guillotine, like something you got to argue was just got lucky. But I will
Not when
say
Jim
that.
Miller gets one.
I will say this. Yeah, and they're in New Jersey. It makes it feel a little better to get to.
Sure. I forgot
But
about that.
it might be a little bit of guilt for not covering his kids' medical bills, which like shame on the UFC for not doing that.
Oh, they didn't?
Like the guy, yeah, that's their story. I'm not reporting it. That's the story I read.
I
I'm
did
not
hear that he
reporting
had been like saving money and stuff like that, and maybe
Yeah,
that's
the
why
guy
he's
who-
been fighting so much.
Yeah, the guy who has the most fights in UFC history should not have to, like, he should have medical coverage. Like that's
He
insane.
just signed a $7.7 billion deal on Paramount.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
you can't cut this dude a check for $100,000. Like, come on.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the dude seriously. Do you have any dude seriously?
A couple.
All right, kick it off.
Joe Rogan just calling Waldo Cortez Acosta just Costa, like his name was Paulo Costa.
Paulo Costa.
I find that to be funny.
Right.
Like just say like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Like just saying, it's just saying whatever. Also DC, yeah, here we go. DC just like openly being like, yeah, New Jersey blows, and they're in his ear like, hey, you can't say that. You can't say that.
He ain't lying. He's not lying. Come on.
That's funny. They're like, he's like,
what's good in
yeah.
New Jersey? Like, come on.
He's like, DC just Jersey blows. I thought that was funny. And then there's another moment. I forget what fight it was. But I think it was the Tulio and Kopylov fight, where like one of the round ends, and they're like, maybe he stole that round. He landed a big overhand, and then they go back to and then they play the replay, and like none of the punches landed. And I'm like, yeah, that's just a prime example of how like the commentary desk can easily sway people that are listening to fights too. Yeah, it's weird night.
Yeah. All right. I actually have a bunch, so buckle up.
Newark is a lovely place. I've only ever been to the airport.
No, yeah, me too. New Jersey sucks. Like, stop it. Like the only thing good about New Jersey is like The Sopranos. Okay.
Damn
right,
good intro. Damn good show.
I guess thought Jose Ochoa put on an incredible performance, and then he absolutely blew it by being in the cage, pulling out a ring, proposing to his girlfriend.
Where was she?
Mind you, she wasn't in the arena. 2, he doesn't speak English, so he's proposing, but then there's got to be you got to translate to say what he's saying.
Will you marry me?
He's sweaty and covered in blood, and he's proposing to his girlfriend through a camera. And she's in Brazil. You're not going to see her for days. Like, dude, when she's been dreaming about someone proposing to her, she's not dreaming of a proposal like that. Dude, seriously, come on. The clock, like, going down for a minute in one of the fights, like, that never happened in the NFL. Like, UFC, dude, seriously. Joe Rogan mentioning it was Merab and who else is the other guy? Somebody else. He's like, oh, this guy could challenge Merab. It was a 17. Oh, it was Kopylov. He said, oh, Kopylov can challenge Merab for worse noses, like beat up noses in the UFC. Like, you talk about busted up noses, you don't mention Jack Della Maddalena. Like, dude, like there is no debate. It's Jack Della Maddalena. Like, dude, seriously.
And it could be even worse now. Like, we haven't checked up on it, but like Jack's nose could be. I mean, he could be smelling one of his ears after the Carlos Pratas fight. So we don't.
Like, I mean, this whole dude seriously could be called the Bruce Buffer dude seriously. I'm gonna have one this week. There was a bunch, but I'm only do one. Bruce Buffer saying Jim Miller won by rear naked choke when it was clearly a guillotine. Like, dude, seriously.
The ref even goes to the commission, and the ref's like, round 3 TKO stoppage. Like, the ref tells you how the fight ended. Like, the fight ends and they go to the commission, they're like, round 1 KO. Like, they tell you how the finish happened. So you're there. Like,
it's
like
Bruce, it's just Bruce Buffer. He's like Ozzy. Yeah. No, I'm saying it's Bruce Buffer. Like, just Bruce Buffer. I'm saying, like, dude, it's Bruce Buffer. Like, it's Buffer. It's just being Buffer. Atiba Goudier thinking he's going to go from Ozzy Diaz to Israel Adesanya. Like, dude, seriously.
That made me genuinely chuckle. I was like,
I got one.
okay.
I got one for Bobby Green, but I got to go back. It didn't happen tonight. I got to go all the way back to an Embedded episode of this week because I'm actually one of the idiots who still watches Embedded. I don't know
Okay.
why. Bobby Green, in one sentence, goes, "Yeah, so I don't really go out a lot because I'm a Christian, and I know, and it's, but yeah, so I want to have some fun, so I bought a strip club." Like,
I know he
I'm
bought a
Christian,
strip club, but I didn't know that.
but I'm Christian, and I bought a strip club should not be in the same like two sentences from each other. Like, dude, seriously. Like, I don't know if Jesus approves the Christian guy buying a strip club. How about this? The one judge who gave a 30-27 scorecard in the Brady Buckley fight, if you're not giving Brady a 10-8 rounds at least once in that fight, like then literally you should never be allowed to judge again.
What did he have to like? What did you need to see? Like hand Brady a hammer? Like what? Like give him a knife? Like what do you like? What else do you need to see? Like Jesus Christ, give him some brass knuckles. Like what else?
Sean Strickland saying how tough Chimaev is and saying, and I hit him with everything. Dude, you hit him with a jab. Like, dude, seriously.
Everything.
Everything. The only thing you hit him with tonight was a jab. And my last one, the one I had to put on the fly, when you are going to do a recap show and you don't judge at home, like, Dev, dude, seriously?
Well,
you don't judge the main event at home, dude? Seriously?
I was excited.
This guy's an amateur. Let's get him out of here.
Well,
Where's my man Dane when I need him? All right, let's get to the great. What was your? I'm interested because I've seen people. Some people love this event. Some people thought it was mid. Like, what was your grade for this event?
I was excited. Like I'm not gonna be B+. B+. I think it was
B+.
fine.
All right. So I got to address this twice because people are messing up. Jesus did not wash the prostitute's feet with his hair. The prostitute washed Jesus's feet with her hair. So you had that wrong. But I understand he's trying to say Jesus hung out with the sinners. He didn't hang out at the strip club with the sinners. That's a big difference.
It was trying to convince the sinners to stop being sinners. I don't know if Bobby Green is doing that with the strip club.
Yeah, there was another guy who's in there for some reason. He bashed Jesus. He said somebody won and like thanked Jesus, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Jesus helping this guy win his fight." I forgot who it was, and he's like, "So it's one of the very first comments," and he's like, "Oh, I think Jesus would have something better to do." It's like, well, it's Jesus. Jesus can do multiple things at once. Like it's not, like that's not the only thing Jesus can do. But anyways, all right. I'm gonna give it a grade. It was like a B. The Van Tyra fight carried it for me. Like there was some good moments. There was no like spectacular knockouts. There was no like there was a lot of submissions, but nothing like spectacular. There was no like all-time wars. But then the Van Tyra fight, a fight that I was so excited about, and then it lived up to it. I'm overall happy. And then I actually like the main event was not the most, blood and guts fight, but being that it came down to the wire, and I was like intrigued in the 5th round. I'm like,
underdogs winning championship fights. Like that's not,
I'll go a B. The hardest question always is who's your listener tonight?
Ooh, I mean, a lot of listeners. I've never seen Big Mac Phil in here, and he seemed to be participating quite a bit, even though I might not have agreed with everything. So I'm gonna give it to Big Mac Phil.
Yeah, the chat was awesome, like always. It's 3:00 in the morning, and we still have a very active chat. I'm gonna go with the guy that I quoted a couple of times. I'm gonna go with Lando 678 is my listener tonight. So cool. Way to go, Lando 678. So there you guys have it. That's my main man, Devin Tejada. He brought the heat. Didn't score, but he brought the heat. We just recapped all 13 fights in the most depth. Sorry we didn't have a Know Your Host fight. We're long-winded over there. We went a little longer than we expected. So thank you guys so much. We'll be back this week. A fight night card. UFC Arnold Allen versus Melchizel Costa. So me and Ben will be previewing all those fights. We'll be back next week to recap it. We are not going to preview the MVP fight. Maybe we'll do like a very quick, just give our predictions on like the main card. But maybe we can try to recap that at the same time. I get to see what time the fights line up and everything. We might try to recap that for you guys. So I haven't talked to Deva. Ben about that. So I just kind of flying off the cuff. So anyways, my man Dev, thanks for filling in. Thank you guys, everybody in the chat, and we'll see you guys next time. Go America.